Hi guys, we're live. Sorry about that, a bit late. But it's our off the press show, and yeah, join us for some more topics. So we're live, and we've got a panel here. We've got Charlie, Marley, and Marbles. How are we all, guys?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Yeah, I'm doing
Yeah, I'm fine.
okay.
Fine.
Um, so tonight I think is probably no hiding it. I think it's major debate about I think the major talking point with the Premier League is Arsenal and Arteta and the failings that are going on with Arsenal at the minute. So yeah, without further ado, let's sort of just get into it. So Sunday we played Tottenham, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was a horror show to be honest. What did you make of it, Marbles?
Yes. Sorry. Excuse me. Well, you know what? Josie just did another like masterclass on us. I think. Yes, we dominated possession. We had probably more clear cut chances apart from their two goals, of course. But it was frustrating because the way I saw it is that this is exactly okay. You fast forward back, say when Jose was at Chelsea. This is exactly how he used to beat us when Wenger was here. I'm not cussing Wenger or anything, but it was like a blast from the past for me. But the thing is, we did play well because I saw it on Sky Sports, and there was Neville and what's his name, Carragher was saying, well, Arsenal played well, and Redknapp was saying, well, Arsenal have passed the ball well. They've tried to create. We did. We just played into Jose's trap. Um, and actually, Carragher did say on Monday Night Football. I think Freddie Lundberg was on it too, but he did kind of backtrack and say, well, you know what, Arsenal did play into their trap, and that's exactly, in my opinion, what happened. Jose didn't kind of push us out because that's not really his game. His game has always been park the bus, like transport for London football, park the bus, like you know, sit back, be rigid. That's how he won the league with Chelsea in 2015. That's what he did even in his first time at Chelsea. Um, you're back in what, mid 2000s. So I guess it's frustrating that Arteta's not really learning. Obviously, we never want to lose to that lot. That lot are happy they're top of the league, but have they actually finished top of the league? Not in a long, long, long time. What, two generations? So good for them, whatever. But um, yeah, it's just frustrating because we lost to Spurs because Arteta's not learning, and that for me, that's why,
Mm.
in my opinion, he needs to go.
Yeah, he made a great. That last point there was a great point. Is that he's not learning. He's not doing what he was last season, which was learning from his mistakes. Um, and yeah, he played right into our. To me, it felt like that you saw the experience of both managers. One very naive and not recognizing the trap that Mourinho was setting out, and the experience of Mourinho, who's been there, done that, wrote the book. Marley, what did you think of it all?
It's gonna hurt to say this, but looking at both teams now, if we're going to play at Tottenham's home, if everything goes like according to reality, if nothing special happens, it's they're gonna win. They're a much better side than we are. I know Arteta could have probably done better, but Spurs are top of the league right now. Like most people are falling into their traps. We dominated a good, like it's not as bad as people are making it to be. Like I'm not crucifying Arteta. I'm still like kind of far away from that still. Like it's 11 games in. We're doing horrible. Like I'm depressed. But I don't blame the manager as much, and I don't think like losing 2-0 to a much better Tottenham side than we are right now is that like it's really like reason to be that disappointed. It's what I expected to see in that game, actually. You know,
What? No fight?
do you think there was no fight? I thought there
Yeah.
was no quality. There was no
Mate, they
quality.
had about as much energy as I do before an almond infusion. None.
Mate, the amount.
I could have got on that pitch and showed more energy, and I got none. Absolutely none.
Yeah, but like lack of energy is that? Do you think that's on the manager as
If
well?
Spurs really
Lack of
felt like
energy?
did Spurs really feel like they've had to fight for that? Because
Nah, mate.
if you look at me, right, I don't mind. I, obviously, I don't want to lose to Tottenham at all,
Yeah.
but I want to know that if Tottenham win, they come off hurting. They know they've been in a war, and
Nah.
half of them didn't. Half of them were like, yeah, well, if we really wanted to, we could have gone up another 2 years and taken you even more apart. If Mourinho really wanted to, he could have destroyed us. Absolutely destroyed us.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. They didn't even break sweat because like
Yeah,
it was just two sucker punch goals really. And Harry Kane, Harry Kane didn't even have that good a game. No, for me, he's world class. I don't care if he's Spurs. If a player's good, I'll say it's good. I
Yeah,
don't care who he plays
of
for.
course.
But he's world class. But he always scores against us. But he may score a penalty or a goal, but have an otherwise average game. I thought Son had a better game than him overall. Like
you say that, Marbles, but then Son had a better game because Kane was doing putting him in.
yeah, true.
Kane having to drop deep
Oh.
from his role that he's been doing to link up with Son.
That's true. He does play like a more of like a number 10, like false nine these days. But even still, he didn't have many clear cut chances really. Yeah, obviously he scored, but he wasn't like well. I think Song had more. I know Song was more advanced up the pitch, so he's gonna have more chances. But it wasn't like a wonder performance from Kane either. Um, and that's how it always seems to be. He always scores against us, but doesn't like. He's not like the outstanding player or even like for both teams the outstanding player. So I agree with what you're saying. Like it was, I don't know, they won obviously, yeah, they deserved to win, but mainly for me because they managed the game better, not because they slapped us about or battered us really.
Yeah, I think for me is that it's like I said with the whole Spurs game is that I want to see if you can't get up for North London derby, you shouldn't be putting on an Arsenal shirt. As simple as that.
Well, most of these players are not good enough to be Arsenal players, dude.
Yeah, but these
Most of
also
these players.
hang on, but these also Arsenal players beat them 4-2 at the Emirates. So I know it's a battle. I know what it's about.
Yeah, man. But
It doesn't matter
the
if
thing
you're
is,
not good enough. It's all right saying Tottenham have got a better side, but you make sure they know about it.
mate.
Right?
Like
I'm
I
sorry.
honestly didn't see. Like
I've seen people at Sunday League fight better than that.
I honestly like I felt like it was mostly lack of quality. Like we had the ball in their final third a lot of times, but we lacked in creativity, we lacked in energy, we lacked in everything. The only thing that I'm like mind my mind's blown that Arteta still like he's forcing that is that Bellerin is still starting because I don't get it. It's quite obvious to me that if the opposition is playing counter-attacking football with Son at the left wing and you have Bellerin at the right as right back, you're fucked. That's math almost. Like it's science. Not much can be done about that. Like
Yeah,
you're screwed.
that's whose decision's that? It ain't the owners, ain't Bellerin's.
Yeah, but that's the one thing, mate. Because other than that, like I don't see.
Okay, so
That's
it
because
doesn't
Maitland
change.
Niles is a better player, but in general, we don't have better options than the players he's playing. Our
What? So we
squad is
decide to play.
shit.
All right. Yeah. So we don't have better options. So we decide to keep. So we decide to play Partey and fuck him over for another 2 months. We've now got him out for 2 months, right?
Yeah.
Because he decided, right, to play an injured player.
Yo, that's a medical assessment. That's not just
I
Arteta
don't care.
deciding that.
If he's not fit, don't play him.
Oh, sure, but if Arteta played him, it's because the doctors said he was fit, dude. Arteta's not dumb. He's not going to simply play an injured Partey. Like, why would he do that?
Oh, right. So you're telling me that physios aren't going to tell him that he is not 100% fit?
I'm not saying they didn't.
Because if it was me, if you said, I would say, is he 100% fit? And I go, no, he's not playing.
Oh, sure.
That's what I
They
mean.
most likely said he's fit enough to play. They probably didn't say it 100%, but they said he's fit enough to play. And yeah, it was a risk. But then again, like looking at Partey before he got injured, I know he got scored at before he came off. He came out and they scored the second goal. Like in that situation where he was already wanting to come off because he was injured, but he was our best player on the pitch. It makes sense for us to because he's our one good player.
That really sums it up. We say there's no fight, no energy, no drive, right, throughout that game. Yet an injured player was the best player on the pitch.
By far.
What does that say?
It says that our squad is shit.
It says that none of them didn't even bother to put a fight up. It doesn't matter if you're shit or not. You put a fight
It
up.
says you're missing David Luiz too much.
Oh, shut up.
He improves your team. Like ever since he came to he's been in the side. He's improved your defense.
You really think
but he also does like silly mistakes all the time. Like
yeah, that's David Luiz. He's always going to do silly mistakes, but he's better than what.
At the end of the day, it kind of evens out. Like he puts in good performances, then he fucks it up like 3 games in a row, and yeah, that's just the way it is. But if we're trying to play in a back 4, we can't be playing David Luiz anyway.
Hey, but this is Banter FC. We start playing players that can't even throw a ball on a pitch.
That's most of our squad, dude. That's
it's your manager that picks him every week, not Maitland-Niles. Right? You watch this. Thursday, you'll pick Maitland-Niles. You pick Suarez. Right? But no, we'll play Bellerin on a Premier League on a Sunday. Right? To get fucked over left, right, and centre.
I don't want this analogy to like offend anyone else.
What's made you turn, Stephen?
What's that?
What's made you turn?
Just looking at that performance straight away, then the last 2 and the last couple of performances beforehand. I'm sorry, these are not decisions made by the owners or the players, right? These are tactical decisions being made by Arteta, and he's doing it every damn week, and he is not learning. I don't mind him making mistakes as long as he doesn't do it week after week after week after week after week. The way we're going, we will be in the Championship next season.
Thing is, no manager's perfect, right? Well,
it's
who knows?
For the Championship, there's no way.
We're not getting relegated. That's not happening.
Like I keep saying, that's what Leeds United said in the Champions League semi-final the year before.
Different times, man. Different situation.
They were money in this era. Like you could even pay your way out of relegation.
You may have to.
Yeah, but you couldn't do that back then.
Yeah.
The thing is, Stephen, even if they sack him, right? Even if they sack him, no matter who you bring in, he's not going to do anything different with the squad.
Exactly. Yes. Yes, senior. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Man, look, like
Thank you, Junior.
Arsenal's currently linked with Bissouma, right, from Brighton. Brighton, that's a team
Uh-huh.
that I like. I started knowing about them like a couple years ago. That's a small side. They're a small team. Brighton has about like 5 players that I take at Arsenal squad.
Well, right. Okay.
What? Danny Welbeck.
No,
I
hang
mean,
on.
I probably wouldn't take
Hang
him,
on.
but
Hang
You
on.
can,
You're saying he can't do. They still got the they've got the same squad, right? You're saying that someone like Benitez can't come in with no backing, no money, be able to get decent performances out the side while sorting that. And I'm not excusing. There's a mess with the football club in a minute, right? You keep saying we're linked to this player, this player, this player. TD comes out with stuff like Zablishly and 95 million in the bank. What's the point in buying them when you've got a 27-man squad when there's supposed to be only 25 spots, right? So for every player you buy, you've got to take two out.
The thing is, Benitez got
well, the thing
Newcastle
is,
And we can't get
on
rid of
like
them. And we
10th.
can't get rid of them. So how are you going to do it?
I think Benitez did get Newcastle what 8th, 9th one season. So we
With
have
a championship side.
yeah. So we have better players. So I think he could get a tune with his experience. But
That's what I'm saying. You can't get a treatment out of those players while sorting a mess out behind the scenes. Don't tell me you can't.
yeah,
Don't
but the
tell me
thing
they
is,
can't.
Stephen, if you've got a 25-man squad and you bring in whoever to play wherever, you just drop someone. If we can't sell them, then they just get dropped. Same as Ozil is not in the squad.
yeah,
You
But
know,
what I'm saying is that
I,
knowing the Arsenal board, do you really think they want to bring in someone and have to drop someone else and pay his wages for the next how many months? Because even though we can't use him and can't play him in that squad, right?
right now I kind
yeah,
of
but
have
Arsenal,
to.
Arsenal aren't gonna.
you can't have it
They've
both
got two
ways.
players. Yeah, but they've already got two players doing that. So why the hell would Arsenal want to buy someone to do it again?
Yeah, but
Well, the thing
Stephen,
Save
is,
you
our
just made the
asses.
point of you just made the point of it's not the owner that picks the team, which it isn't. I agree, but then on the other hand, you're saying, well, if the owner buys whoever, you know, listen, we are in dire straits at the moment,
I
and no
don't
matter
think we're
who
going to
you
buy
bring
anyone
in,
in January. Everyone keeps saying we're going to buy someone in January. We're not.
I think we're
well,
How?
buying at least one player. But Steven, to answer to what you're saying right now, the thing is, unlike you, I don't believe that Arteta is going to get us relegated. I don't believe that. I think that Arsenal is going to, if nothing happens, I think this shit team is going to finish in like 12th, 11th. I don't think Jurgen Klopp couldn't take this team to 6th place. He would not. This team is bad. So what I'm saying is, it doesn't make a difference to me. Like I wouldn't get rid of Arteta, who I think can still improve, just to get a Benitez to get us to place 8th. Because I don't give a shit if we place 8th,
I'm
8th or
sorry. I'm sorry.
14th. It
You're
doesn't make a
saying.
difference.
I'm sorry, but you're saying that right? Okay, 12th place, 12th, 11th place. Is that what you're saying? So you're saying the likes of Aubameyang, Pepe, um, Lacazette, um, Partey, Gabriel, Leno, Tierney, Saka, Martinelli, who's yet to come back. They're all not worthy of 12th spot compared to the rest of the teams around them.
No, Steven,
Right.
I'm saying our team is not good enough to be 6th place. I'm not saying this team can't finish 10th. Yes, we should be about like 7th or 8th. We're underperforming now. What I'm saying is it doesn't make a difference for us really when you're looking at the big picture if we finish 7th or if we finish 14th. It's the same thing. And I think Arteta can still improve on the job. That's my thought.
isn't that risky though
yeah,
that
yeah,
we
but
have essentially a novice who improves on the job? Isn't that been part of the problem? That look, Arteta's won an FA Cup, right? Yes, look, I don't care who says the FA Cup's not as prestigious. Well, that's a fact, but it still is a big trophy, right? Historically, and to have won it the most times of any club in England is like something we should be proud of, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But getting him at the really, apart from him winning the FA Cup, which I am grateful for, right? But getting him in the first place when he was a total novice was a mistake. And I think part of the issue is not so much, in my opinion, Arteta has to go, but for me, it's the owners because they make time and time again these bad shit decisions. Like Wayne talked about David Luiz, right? And I have to say, unless you're trying to troll us, right? You finessed us with that. Well, not you, but Chelsea finessed us because that man is shit. He's a waste man. I don't know how he's won all the trophies he has. And no offense to Marley, right? Because obviously Brazil's a great football country. How can you have allowed him to play for you, right? For how many?
I don't get it. Yeah.
How many caps did he get for Brazil? What, 50 or something? Something like
About that. He played 2 World Cups.
Yeah. So
Who are we talking about?
David Luiz.
Luiz.
Yeah, because like signing him from Chelsea, look, I get it. He's a Premier League experience. He obviously plays for a big club in Chelsea. He comes to another big club in Arsenal, so he knows the scene that way. But you know, he can stay in London, so it's not bad for him or his wife or girlfriend or family. But signing him, I don't get it. Why did KSC allow Raul or Edu or whoever, or I guess it was Emery at the time to sign him? Because it's like, I don't want to offend people with this analogy, like, but us getting David Luiz when our defense has been shit for years. It's like giving an alcoholic like shots of rum and whiskey and hoping that's going to cure their condition.
Oh, that's a perfect thing to say on this, Johnny.
Sorry. But
Right. Do you know what my problem is now? Is that yeah, we're underperforming, right? So part of me really feels we're
Bonjour.
underperforming.
Bonjour.
Part of me really feels that we're underperforming. When we were underperforming under Wenger, right? You saw the same lineup week after week after week after week after week with no changes, no changes to the way we played, no changes to the way we no changes to the lineup. It was the same players getting the same position every week, right? And very rarely would he actually then realise to make a change when someone's actually performing well, right? And all I see at the minute is that Bellerin keeps starting, right? Aubameyang keeps starting, Lacazette keeps starting, Xhaka and Ceballos keep starting, right? These players that keep starting every week, they know they're starting on Sunday, right? They don't need to fight. Why would they need to fight? What has Aubameyang done? Or what has Lacazette done in the last so many weeks to deserve a place in the team? No way, no one. So you tell me why
Who are you replacing them with?
should be? Yeah, but why? Why? So look, why?
Who's
Why
playing in
not?
their place?
Well, why not? So why not put first? Why not try Nelson? Right? What's Balogun going to do that's any different to what Lacazette or Aubameyang are doing? If it's
I'll
not
put it in.
working, change it.
Collins.
Change it. It's not. Where can you see another wing coming from?
Stephen, I'll be back in a minute, mate. Sorry.
Yeah. No worries. But I don't see.
No.
Where do you see another wing coming from, guys?
No.
You tell me.
She said she's got Alfie.
Oh, what, for now?
Oh, yeah, so I'm saying I'll probably
Oh,
Collins.
no,
Someone.
what do you mean?
Steven,
Another domestic.
the thing is, I agree that Balogun should be getting more minutes because in very few minutes he scored already. He showed that he can be a threat, but you got to ease these kinds of players in. But I have a good argument here. Arsenal is not a team like Chelsea, like City, that can spend a whole lot of money in one go. That's never happened before in our history, so it's not going to happen. So we're not a short-term club. We can't. A short-term project is not going to work with Arsenal. So the thing is, like, if we sacked Arteta, we'd either go for a short term that probably take us back to Europa League, who no one gives a shit, or we bet on a long-term process. A long-term is going to be a Nagelsmann, is going to be an Arteta, is going to be someone young and up and coming. That's going to need a couple years. So you're going to sack a bet to get another bet. Both are gonna be wagers, man. Like it's no good to get an Allegri right now because he's not gonna have the funds to actually take us somewhere.
So you tell me where it ends then. You tell me where it ends because it ain't getting any better. You tell me where we're winning. You give me a prediction of when we're winning.
But
let me know.
it's 11 games in, Steven. It's not like he played a whole season poorly.
11 games, that's where we start to see who's actually challenging the top 4 and who's actually challenging for the league.
No, we're not
You see that
challenging
already.
for nothing. I get that, but I don't know. I just I
Yeah, we
feel
are
like we
challenging
should believe in
something. You know what
Arteta
it's
for a
called?
little longer.
You know what it's called? Staying in the league.
We're staying.
We're challenging with a side with with some of the best footballers or most what's supposed to be elite footballers, right, in world football. Right, so players that shouldn't be nowhere near a relegation battle.
If you just put Aubameyang's goals back, we're not struggling anymore. Cousin, you're also Arteta out. Do you feel like with Arteta we're gonna get relegated? Because I feel like that's a tad too much.
Well, you think of it, there's only been 11 games being played, right? Arsenal's got 27 games left in the Premier League. Technically, mathematically, if Arsenal win 7 out of those 20, with the points they got now, that's, say 8 games, that's roughly to finish above relegation. All they got to do is win about 8, maybe 9 games out of that 27, and they won't get relegated. But the way things are going now, we're not too sure because we got Burnley next game, haven't we? And in all fairness, I don't think that's going to be like a walk in the park. If we do beat them, it's only going to be by a goal. So I'm thinking if Arsenal do beat Burnley, I'm going to go for a 2-1 win over this against Burnley this
You've
weekend.
got more confidence than I have.
But that's if they do.
I mean, you look at the next five games. You've got Burnley, Southampton, Everton, Chelsea on Boxing Day. Who's someone else I can't think of. But just say out of those games, you tell me where we are going to win a game because I don't even see us beating Burnley. I don't.
Well, to be honest with you, Steve, if we don't beat Burnley, we're in more trouble than what people are thinking.
If we don't beat Burnley, honestly, right? I don't get where people are coming from. Then, literally, don't get people coming from because they'd rather see us get relegated just so we can stick with this bloody manager.
No,
Emery's form last season was better.
Do you know what? I trouble is with Arteta, you got to think he obviously took over for the
Emery's season was not better than Arteta. Emery's season was fucking bullshit. He lost.
Got more points.
We were 2-0 up over Crystal Palace, and we bottled it. Playing Carl Jenkinson at right back. What are you talking about?
Right, so you're saying that Arteta's not had a better season, right? Right? He has finished 3 points less with the same amount of games than Emery did when he got sacked. And you're saying that record that Arteta's got isn't worthy enough to get sacked. But yet for Emery last season, it all is.
Everyone's jumping
on about Emery last season.
Everyone was jumping on bandwagon.
Everyone was going on about Emery last season.
Hang on. Everyone was jumping on Emery bandwagon because he won 3 Europa Leagues in a row, yeah. Except he got knocked out of the Champions League 3 times in a row as well. Let's not forget that year as well.
I'm talking about his time at Arsenal. I'm talking about his time at beforehand.
Steven, there's something we gotta.
Hang on, what I'm sitting here saying is that when we brought Emery in, everyone was sitting here thinking, right, we're going to have to sit here and watch and do this same trust the process sort of fucking bullshit that they're coming out with, right? But then when it comes to a year and a half and all the performances went down to the point we couldn't beat Frankfurt in an empty stadium, for fuck's sake, that they actually decided everyone needs to go.
Yeah, because of a fucking defensive mistake. It's got nothing to do with Arteta.
Arteta's defense yesterday was on Sunday.
He was there for a short amount of time. Yeah, and if you remember, Aubameyang scored probably the free kick of the bloody fucking century in that game as well, and then we lost it 5 minutes later down because of a defensive error when he was only.
Steven, there's one thing you gotta acknowledge. The whole league has been getting better exponentially, like, and really fast as well. Arsenal's growth has been slower. But, like, try to forget the fact that we're underperforming heavily right now. Like, Emery never beat one of the big guys. Like, he beat United and Spurs every now and then, but he never beat Chelsea. He never beat anyone. Arteta last season pulled off wins against City, against Chelsea. Okay, we never actually beat Liverpool. Let's get that right. But we drew against them a bunch of times and won twice on
We did
penalties.
beat Liverpool. What are you talking about?
We
Oh,
drew
yeah.
against them. Oh no, we
beat
beat them in the league. We beat them in the league. You're right. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we beat these
The only
big
team that
sides.
Emery beat in the top 6 was Tottenham. That's it. That's the only team we beat.
Yeah.
That-
And with a much
That's
weaker
not true. We
side.
beat United.
Yeah,
We
and
beat
pretty much
United.
most of that side that was playing, you could probably name what Aubameyang, Lacazette, Tierney, Bellerin, right? Some of that side, or most of that side out of the 25-man squad, right, were there at the time when we did do that.
The thing is,
Tierney
far
wasn't
as-
there.
Actually, most of that squad is still there when Wenger was here.
Tierney wasn't there. Monreal was there. Monreal was there. I remember Monreal was there when Emery was there. So
Yeah,
so was
and apparently so that's a worse side, right, than what we've got now.
Is that Steve? I agree with you on that because we got to Europa League final, and through that most of the Europa League, throughout the stages of last 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and finals, Unai Emery was doing that mostly with playing Cole Jenkinson at right back,
Yeah,
right? And he was.
for one
And
one game against Crystal Palace. And then we got to a Europa League final, and then we got fucking embarrassed by Chelsea, where they just had their
Yeah.
fucking way with us.
yeah, but I didn't mention about Crystal Palace. I said Europa League, but he was playing in the league games as well. So basically, Arteta has got a better squad now than what Unai Emery did when we that season when we got to Europa League final.
Only slightly though. We don't have a
Yeah.
Ramsey right now, for example,
But
a goal scoring
If you
midfielder.
remember correctly, in the Europa League in the semi-final, all the Arsenal fans were chanting around the stadium, "We got our Arsenal back." I watched on the telly. I heard them.
And you want to know why that is? Because we had Aaron Ramsey in the side, and as soon as Aaron Ramsey got injured, we basically fell off, if you remember.
Yeah,
And then Welbeck got
But
injured
when
in
he
the Europa League as well.
That's why it's
But
so
then-
crucial for Arsenal to get a Jabajlai or a Buendia right now, like on
ain't
this
gonna
window.
happen.
and it's like with that, you are.
TV.
They said when we was going to sign Partey, and you are, we were finished top 4, but we got the other option. We signed Partey, and my prediction was if Partey came into the Arsenal team, we would finish 5th in the league.
And you know what the funny part is that Arteta actually wanted Hassan Owa over Partey, and then freaking Edu turned around and said to him, said, "Fuck off, you're getting Partey." Basically, is what he said to him. It says
Exactly.
because he wanted to play Xhaka as a central defensive midfielder, and he wanted creativity first because he could see the creativity areas were lacking, and basically he got essentially a box-to-box midfielder when that wasn't what's required. So essentially
Yeah. But in the long term, I actually like that because I feel like Partey is one of the best options in the world at what he does, and we have better options than Aouar.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not disregarding Partey's signing in any way. I'm just saying that he wanted creativity over him in that aspect. So you can't exactly rip Arteta's arm off that it's not going well when he wanted creativity over him at the present time. You know what I mean? I mean, if we're supposed to be a big club, we're supposed to be should be getting both. If that's an option, you know, not one or the other.
But trouble is, though, you think of it, if everybody wants Arsenal to do well, and they want them to sign players, why are we going for players that's like playing for Brighton?
Well, can I
Why?
also, Anthony? Can I just also add
Because
this?
apparently, according to the league, Brighton's got a better fucking defense than us at the moment. That's why.
All right, Arteta only got what? Gabriel. They only got Partey, Willian, and obviously Van Arsene because there's a replacement goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Right. But
Cedric
he
and
also
Mari.
when Murray got injured during the Man City game, What did he reward him with? With a contract when we hardly knew if he could play well, because we hadn't hardly seen him.
Well, he'd
Suarez
obviously
had
seen
even
him in
played.
training.
Hang on a
He'd
minute, let me finish. Right, Suarez, right? He signed him. We never played him, but we signed him. David Luiz, we could have got him off the books, right? But no, we gave him another contract instead of going out and finding another defender, right? That's 3 players at least. Plus, there's all these other players that he kept in the side. He's now decided because the squad's too big, he's going to leave out Özil, right? Now, I'm not saying Özil would have done anything on Sunday, to be honest. Right? His track record's not exactly great, right? But at the minute, the way we're playing, could he do any worse?
The thing is that well, I have no inside contacts in the club, right? But I get the suspicion that like we got Suarez and Mari on loan initially, but with a view to buy them later. I may be wrong, but that's just how I kind of saw it at the time. And also, just to answer a point Anthony made, thing is, I get it. I get where you're coming from. That we are Arsenal, we should be buying big names, but you look at Liverpool, like they got Mane from Southampton. They got what's his name, Salah from Roma. Look, Henderson, I think was bought when was it Sir Kenny Dalglish was their manager? That was years ago. From Sunderland. Robertson was from Hull City. Trent Alexander-Arnold from their youth setup. You look through their team, and a lot of their main starters were not from big clubs, or they were not even big names. It's only really when Mane, Salah went to Liverpool, they become world-class players. So I get what you're saying that we probably should be buying, but from big clubs or big names, but it doesn't always have to be that way. Look, even Spurs, I hate using this example, but look at their team now. Like where they get Bergwijn off, he's done okay for them. Højbjerg came from Southampton. He's probably been there, apart from Son and Kane, of course, their best player this season.
Son came from Leverkusen.
Yeah. So I think it has to be a bit of a mix. Yes, you can buy your big names, but you have to buy smart, as it were. Liverpool.
Well, they have. They spend also less money at the same time.
And
Right
also,
now, Arsenal needs quantity.
and also, it depends on what role model you're going for. If you look at the Liverpool role model, they have hardworking midfielders that actually track back and actually work their bollocks off, and then their creativity comes from their fullbacks. If you look at Man City's team, their creativity comes from their midfield to their wingers. So So essentially, it's basically from Kevin De Bruyne and all that kind of stuff, and then it's like goes down the flanks, and then obviously they cross into the box, and Aguero or Jesus is there, one of the two. And then you basically, like, if you go through all the teams, you can see where the creativity comes from. And so far, our creativity is 0 right now, 0, 0, 0. And the reason why it's 0 is because as well as Bellerin's done this season, Bellerin's also had some fucking shockers. And after the last game, that was my final straw with Bellerin.
Bellerin, yeah, right.
So,
The trouble is,
I've got to say thank you to him because I got my tree today.
So, it is what it is.
Piss off and do what he wants, right? He should be. I'm sorry, I'm done with him. He can't even take a throw.
Yeah, I can't stand Bellerin. Can't stand him.
No, I think Bellerin should go. We should have accepted that 25 million offer from PSG.
That was never there. That was a loan offer. We did not refuse a 25 million offer. We couldn't have done that. I can't believe that.
Yeah, it was a loan offer. It was a loan offer. It was an option to buy, and we said no because we wanted money now.
And yet, who picks him every week?
Yeah, because we got no one else to fucking stick to, do we?
Maitland-Niles hasn't performed this season, mate. He's performed a lot back now.
As a right back, I'll do a better job. I'm sorry. These same players that make the constant mistakes every time are being played, and they're not being punished by being dropped for players that are doing well from the Europa League. What is the problem, right, of playing Nelson? One Nelson play instead of Willian, for God's sake. One
Yeah, but what Willian done was absolutely stupid.
What's going to do that Aubameyang couldn't do last week? Last Sunday, right? These players
There
know
was
the
nothing.
plan every week, so it's like when we had that time with Wenger. What's the point in putting anything in? I know I'm on the sheet next week.
They didn't put a fight up.
No,
Arsenal
they
were
don't
piss
have
poor.
to.
There was no
The
fight.
first
There was
time-
nothing in that squad at all. Nothing in that team at all.
Well, Antti, they don't have to because by next week Arteta will pick them.
Yeah, I know exactly. But let's go back because you said Willian is a player. I mean, look what Willian done.
Yeah.
Goes at. I mean, that to me that was wrong. But what did Arteta do? He put him straight in the team,
COVID thing.
straight in the squad.
Was that COVID?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Let's not punish him for that, should we?
Yeah.
There's a global
he's like,
pandemic going on. Even there's
because-
someone at Arteta who had the virus. Hey.
well, with someone that had the virus like Arteta, he should have known.
Yeah,
he
he should have done
better,
what
Arteta.
Arteta used to do when they had a backbone, which is get rid of them.
Yeah. Or if not, well, you're not playing. You're not in the bloody thing. You're out for 2 weeks. Don't want you in training. Don't want you playing in the team.
I was watching the film 89 last night, right? And Paul Merson came out with during the program, the film, said about like one time he laughed a bit in training because he was told to push harder, right? Without any warning, without any word, George Graham dropped him for 2 months. Yeah, it's Paul Merson.
Yeah, I know. And he was one of our best players back then.
They don't get punished for that. They don't get punished. Right? So
okay. Charlie and Anthony can probably tell us that our team was better back then.
Yeah, they were better back then.
But then also saying, Anthony, you come to about that point about buying from lower league sides like Brighton and that. Also, you could also say George Graham, right? He even looked at Championship players or lower league players, sorry, at that time, and bought them for cheap.
You want to buy Dixon
Yeah,
and
it's like
Winterburn.
with Tottenham. They spend less money than us, but they've spent it in the right areas.
The trouble is, though, Steve. I mean, football was different back then. I mean, the
I'm not saying that.
style of, the style of play, everything was all different to what it is now. But
Just
I mean,
in their defense,
George
we're
Graham is
looking at
actually someone who
Buendia
could
right now.
actually play
Buendia plays in the championship.
George Graham is actually someone who could actually play low block football and actually win a cup when it's up with it.
Yeah.
Yo, TD. Do you hear anything on the Buendia rumors?
Yeah, Buendia has apparently been looked at as a potential target if the Slobozlai and the Awa thing doesn't go through.
Okay, it's a either or situation.
It's a ad plus an ad. So it's like if Awa goes through, they're still looking at other options. It's like if then add A or B.
Yeah.
So, and apparently
the Max
Aaron's room has popped back up as well.
Max Aaron's.
Yeah,
yes.
Anthony was talking about that one not too long ago. Max Aaron's would be nice.
Is that the one that was Liverpool tried to get as well?
No, just Jamal Lewis.
Oh, Jamal Lewis.
Yeah, Max Aaron's is good. I would like Max Aaron's at right back.
But
anything
even if Max Aaron's, even if Liverpool tried Max Aaron's in there, he knows he's not going to start because they have
because he won the first
best right back in the world. Yeah, exactly. In Arsenal, he's going to start.
Lewis and Max Aaron both won first team football.
By the way, in terms of actually the game tomorrow, I will not be doing a live stream anyway, because last week the infusion took it out on us. Since we're already qualified, we're top of the group anyway. I just don't see. I'm not going to push myself to try and watch that at the minute.
Yo, that's going to be a fun game, actually. I'm thinking kids are going to be playing.
Yeah, don't be surprised if Balogun starts in the Europa League. Don't be surprised.
I want to see that. I want to see Miguel Aziz get minutes.
And I wouldn't be surprised if you see Balogun and Eddie starting together.
Do you know what? I mean, it's even to a point. Why don't you try Smith Rowe or someone like?
Smith Rowe would be nice as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Like,
Just play all youngsters. Don't play any of the big guns, as it were, because we're already through. Even if we
big
do
guns.
lose, well, you know what I mean, like the
But he come on
established.
and scored in the last game, didn't he?
Yeah, we're already
Big
in
guns are more
first.
like water
So
pistols.
I wouldn't risk getting anyone injured
No.
unless we can find out like more new talent.
I see with the current situation at the minute, like why we can't try something different, because it will get to a point in the season where trying something different you can't do because you will need results.
Charlie,
Right.
did I not have Reece Nelson and Emil Smith Rowe on my side when I showed you that my team lineup for Tottenham the other day? Did I not have him in there?
Yeah, you did.
I did. I wanted him in there.
Yeah.
What was the lineup?
So from the Tottenham game when I did my predicted lineup, I had Leno in goal. I had Cedric as I think I had Cedric at right back, Tierney at left back. I had Gabriel and Louise as the two centre backs, and then I had Partey, Ceballos, and Emil Smith Rowe, and then I had Reece Nelson, Saka, and Aubameyang.
That's the thing. Yeah, I mean that three behind Aubameyang, that's different.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I'm saying. I don't mind Arteta. It's like last season. I didn't mind when we got back to Europa League because he was going to make mistakes. Right? I didn't mind even this season if he made mistakes. But as long as you don't do it week after week after week after week, and it's been literally 5 weeks now that I'm seeing the same mistakes happen time and time again. And when these mistakes happen, does he change it? No. It was like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer last night. He never changed it. He never changed it at any point.
No, he didn't. And Arteta wasn't even angry during the game. He wasn't fuming on the touchline. And I'm thinking, well, surely you've got to be shouting at the players to tell them to get back, make runs, make a pass.
Shouting at the players.
I'm
sorry, by half time, all of them would have been part up against a wall. Because I'm sorry, a performance like that you should be shot by firing squad. I'm sorry, I'm not leaving out any player on this. It's just that sort of performance in a North London derby is a sackable offence, in my opinion. You don't do it. It don't.
So what's that? After the Burnley game, I think, is Martinelli back after the Burnley game?
By the way, Martinelli got a red card in the under-21s the other night.
No, Saliba.
No, both of them got red cards. Saliba and Martinelli both got red carded.
Well,
Martinelli got a red card as well.
If he's going to learn one thing, do me the one thing he should do: don't play someone who ain't fully fit. Right, just don't. Right, I didn't mind Partey starting unless he was not fully fit. If he was not fully fit, no.
Well, obviously he thought he was fully fit. Otherwise, that's why he started him, and obviously he wasn't fully fit.
You really think the medical team did not tell him he was not fully fit?
Well, clearly the medical team said he was fit because otherwise he wouldn't have played him, would he?
It's not like our medical team's usually good. Like, we have a really bad track.
Look at the injuries we've got in this past, like last year. Like, we've had Martinelli injured at once. We've had Martinelli injured. We've had Louise injured. We have had Ceballos injured. We've had
this century.
We had like various
So
people.
I don't get it. If Arteta thinks he's 100% fit, why is it? It was only to like the middle of the week that we started hearing that he could be available, and that was only a could, right? So at the start of the week, he's saying he weren't available at all. So how all of a sudden it's gone from that to could to fully fit within the space of 7 days?
Okay.
Steven? I don't understand.
You froze.
What?
You froze.
No?
You did.
Can you hear me?
Oh, no, we
can.
can.
I can hear you.
Don't know what happened there. Right, I did
Oh,
a bellowing. I froze.
Well, the Real Madrid game just started. Group B is going to be important there because right now Borussia and Shakhtar are in first and second. I think Real Madrid's in third.
I
That's
mean,
the
to be
only.
honest, we should all be using this to say. We should all be using this tonight's stream as like a way to say, like, welcome, like Man United to the Europa
The
League.
Europa League.
Ajax.
Yeah,
But
and this time we don't
you
have
can't,
Fabinho to
you
keep them
can't, you
out.
can't have a go at 'em. You can't have a go at anyone, to be honest.
No,
Right.
we're not entitled to right now.
You're not, no fan at the minute is entitled to have a go at any of the Arsenal fans. Any have have a go
I
at
mean,
any of these toxic.
it is still a little bit too early in the season. I mean, don't get me wrong, as you know, Steve, I'm not Arteta in, I'm Arteta out. But I mean, there's only so many games you can give Arteta. You know, I mean, despite tomorrow night, he can afford to lose 2-3-0, and we're through anyway. So that's not a problem. The next problem is going to be Burnley. Who we got after Burnley then?
Southampton.
Southampton.
Yeah.
See, that's another
Chelsea.
hard game.
And then Chelsea after that.
I think it's Man City in the League Cup. I'm
Man
not
City
sure,
in the League.
but we
Yeah, I
definitely-
think you're right. It is Man City in the League Cup. And then obviously we know it's Chelsea.
But
Have we got a game?
knowing Arteta, it's a cup game, so we'll probably win that one.
Is there a game Wednesday night on the 23rd, the night before Christmas Eve?
I think it's so. I think so. I think the Carabao Cup's before Christmas. Yeah, I think so.
Wednesday,
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
20.
we play at Goodison, right? Yeah. We definitely play Goodison. I can't remember when though.
Yeah,
All right,
obviously we all know Chelsea Boxing Day. Then we got after that in January we got Newcastle United in the Cup, FA Cup. I don't think we'll win that.
We've got Burnley, Southampton, Everton, Man City in the Carabao Cup, and then we've got Chelsea, then Brighton.
Right.
I think we'll beat Burnley. It won't be. We won't. There won't be like a 3-4-0. Probably a 1-0, 2-1.
Well, at the end of the day, the team we've got, we should be beating Burnley. We should be beating Brighton.
We should have everything.
And then
we've got West- and then we've got
don't
West
get Burnley
Brom.
playing at the Emirates. 12.
Yeah,
And then we've got,
I know.
and then we've got West Brom, and then we've got Newcastle in the FA Cup.
Is West
I think we're
Brom-
gonna have good cup runs this season again.
Okay.
I'd rather go out of all cup competitions and just concentrate and get us up the league.
You never know. We might do a Wigan, win the FA Cup, and get relegated. And then Tottenham won't win the league.
Trust me, Stephen, we're not getting relegated. I can tell you that for free.
No club's
Yeah.
bigger than too big to get relegated. The same as
We haven't been relegated
it's the same
yet,
as
and we're not going to happen.
right.
It ain't
Okay.
happening.
Yeah,
Steve,
right.
if Arsenal were in the bottom three and there was only 5 games left of the Premier League, that's when I'd be shitting me pants.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know.
I don't get where the West wind's coming from. You tell me, right? Because
Yeah.
I don't even see any Sunday.
Stephen, you really need to stop ingesting Lee Gunner's like form vocal cords and start ingesting my vocal cords, because honestly, you're turning into like Mr. Negativity of himself. So,
Trouble is, though, there's nothing wrong with that because TD, all it is an opinion. I mean, my opinion is that I want Arteta right. He's not planned for the job.
Let's be honest, because I watch DTs and I watch League Gunners, right? So I watch both sides, right? And I've tried to be right as balanced as I can, but I'm sorry, I don't see any sort of point now where it's going to get any better, right?
No.
Right, and it can't get any bloody worse, right? Or it could actually, right? I'm
Well,
sorry,
I heard a couple.
and anyway, right? No matter what I listen to, anyway, this is my opinion. It's not Lee Gunner's. Lee Gunner didn't phone me up and said and decide, oh, can you say this on your channel? That's my opinion. After what I saw on Sunday, that was it. Done. I'm finished. I can't do performances like that on a North London derby, especially.
I get it. It's not looking good recently, but the thing is, like, why do you feel like it's not gonna get better? Because it's the same team as last season, and we did okay towards the end. Plus, we have Magalhães and Partey who are performing really well. So you just gotta bring the rest of the team back to the mediocre standards, and we're gonna place like comfortably mid table. But I'm hoping we have good cup runs. I'd like the Europa League very much. I don't think it's going to happen, but I take that very happily.
So I'll tell you what. The next games in the Premier League, right, excluding Man City in the Carabao Cup, Everton, Southampton, Burnley, and Chelsea, right?
And
Maximum
wait,
points, minimum
hang
points.
on. So Burnley, Southampton, Everton, not so counting Man City, Chelsea, and Brighton.
No, just up to Boxing Day.
That's 5 games.
Right. All right. Then Then to Brighton. Then okay. So you tell me, what minimum points do you expect out of that?
Minimum about 9.
7.
7.
7.
So we
7.
have 2 at home and 3 at home. We have 3 at home and 2 away.
Wait, how many of those games are actually league games?
All 5 of them.
All of them are league games.
Oh, 5
All
league
5,
games.
Yeah, 5, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm
So
not
what we're
counting Man City. That's between Everton and Chelsea. I'm not counting that. So that's 5 league games.
Because
Okay.
I don't see us beating it. I don't see. I dread to think what Chelsea are going to do to us on Boxing Day. Right? I dread it.
I'm gonna tell you a new Arsenal.
He just said it.
No, I think you would actually click in by
No,
then.
Wayne, it's the way you said that as well. It's like an evil movie.
That was creepy as.
That was like creepy.
You know, I had my hand over my mouth and I said that.
Trouble is though, Arteta is not
I won't want to hear
thinking.
that voice in the dark.
Yeah, he's not putting things in perspective, is he, Arteta? I mean, if you break the league down and you work from 5 games, and if you was a manager like Arteta, you say, right, let's win 3 out of our 5 games. Just 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
That's all it is, right? And I guarantee you win 3 out of those 5 games, you end up on 60 odd points a season.
Yeah, but you say that on the perspective. Say that out of perspective. This is also this same manager that did say that we're going to win the Champions League in 3 years.
Well, in all fairness, I don't know if you watched it, but do you know on Ads' thing, he had a girl on there, and a girl thinks that Arsenal's going to win the Champions League. And I wrote to a girl, I said, if you think Arsenal's going to win the Champions League, I've got a 15-inch penis, mate. Right? And they all laughed.
Yeah,
a girl.
You can laugh at that. You can laugh at that, yeah, but that's also his opinion. Like your opinion is like about Arteta and all being hopeless. That's his opinion.
I know, but my opinion is we're not. I know what you're saying, TD, but look,
just getting into the Champions League for a start.
We're not going to get Champions League. What I was saying back earlier, TD, was I don't think Arsenal will get relegated. I said they only got to win about 8 games and then they survive relegation. That was what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But that's not winning Champions League, is it?
Well, I said we're going to get top 3. I said at the start of the season we're going to get top 3.
Nah. Got bloody on there.
Yeah, I don't believe that either. But Anthony, like, I don't think we're going to be winning the Champions League in 3 seasons. I don't believe that. But I see things getting better. Think about the fact that we're going to win
We've got more chance of winning the Champions League, right, than me getting my health problem fixed by next year.
Yeah,
Charlie, I said the same thing to you. Charlie, I said exactly the same thing to you in 3 years. I said exactly the same thing. In 3 years' time, we'll win the Champions League under this manager.
We will not win the Champions League.
No.
What evidence 3 years have we got to back up that he is the sort of manager that will get us a Champions League?
In
Bearing in
3
mind, one of the
years,
most complicated and most. Not even Wenger could do it, and everyone goes on about how great Wenger was, though he's left us with half of this shit.
if we're lucky, we get top 4 in 3 years. That's not winning the league, but finishing in the top
Yeah,
4.
and now everyone's going, oh well, it's not Arteta, it's the mess with the players. The players aren't good enough. This that ain't good enough. So if the players aren't good enough, how are we going to get in the Champions League to win it?
Because the players will be gone by that point.
Yeah, the shit players are leaving. That's the thing. And the players that Arteta has brought
But they're
in
not leaving
recently
because
are
the
not
players that
bad.
he wants to get rid of, he can't sell because what did Wenger decide to do? Put them on over 100 grand a week
They'll be
contract.
gone in
Yeah, but
January and in the summer.
They
Can
will
you
not
stop
be gone.
it?
No, they'll be gone in the summer when the
Ozil's out
contract
of
goes.
contract this season. Kolasinac is out of contract. Mustafi's out of contract. You have Deadwood players leaving no matter what. So Arsenal doesn't even have to actually sell these players, which we know it's been hard recently.
The thing is, though, is that we still have our shit owner, right, Mr. Kroenke and his son or whatever. But okay, it's true we're gonna get rid of Mustafi and Özil's going and Sokratis is going and other Deadwood are going, right? But we still have, as I said, we still have the owner. Can we trust the owner to give? If Arteta still is manager by the summer, that's a big if, obviously. Or if even Edu's still there, because I saw something this week that Edu's under pressure. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But can we trust the
He is
owner?
under huge pressure. Yeah.
But can we trust the owner to give us the money, or at least like help us identify proper players to get us top 4, win us Europa League, and then win us the Champions League in 3 years or whatever? Because part of the issue of our club is not just Arteta, it is the owner, and he has mismanaged our club for years. So
For sure.
you can't. Yeah, it is true that we're going to get a lot of players off the wage books, and in theory, that should get us more funds or at least more wages, like to spend on better players. But I don't know. I think in a way we're like Manchester United. They want Ollie out. For me, Ollie's crappy, needs to go for them. But their owners are just as shit as our owners. So whilst if they get a Poch or someone or an Allegri,
and you know, Man United spent $1 billion and they still haven't progressed.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, and everyone thinks, right, so if the Kroenke did decide to put his hand in his pocket, right, look how much money Abramovich should put in his pocket to win the Champions League. Right, he didn't win it straight off the bat from Mourinho.
No. But I've heard some Arsenal fans are relying on...
That if Kroenke, if Arteta's back, we're going to do it in 3 seasons.
Yeah. But I hear some Arsenal fans, what they're relying on...
I mean, we didn't do it with the Invincible squad, for God's sake.
Yeah, but some Arsenal fans are relying on the January transfer window. To better take the crap, that some Arsenal fans think we're going to get good signings in January. But Arsenal's never really done any good signings.
I'm one of those people.
Well, I hope he did. But you've got to think of it. In January, Arsenal's never made world-class signings in January, have they?
Yeah, we don't have historical backing here.
Well, there are a few cases. Aubameyang, Arshavin years ago. There are a few, and not just us. Chelsea got Torres. Okay, I know he was rubbish.
A sort of top quality, I'd say, just Aubameyang, to be honest.
Yeah, but Arsenal's mostly looking. If you think about it, other than Aouar, you're looking at players that cost less than 30 million. You're looking at Buendia, you're looking at Jabashla, you're looking at Bissouma, you're looking at cheaper players. Max Aarons would be probably like 30 million as well. You're not looking at these
Marcus
stars.
Alonso on the free.
I don't want him. I don't want him. But one thing we got to look at, Arsenal's young recruitment has been solid for a good 2 or 3 years now. We got to talk about Tierney. We got to talk about Martinelli. Even Guendouzi, like, his attitude sucks, but he's a good player that's probably going to be sold for a good amount of money. So our recruitment's been solid. So if we get rid of the players that were here before, I don't see why Arsenal can't become I'm not saying titles, but I don't see why Arsenal can't become a much better club in the near future under Arteta, who's underperforming now, but he's shown that he can be a good manager towards the end of last season. I don't know why people say it's hopeless, because he's done well with more or less the same shit team.
Great managers are also great when they also learn from their mistakes.
And he's also the first manager to ever beat a Man United at home in a away game. No other manager's done that.
Wait, what?
What?
Arteta has won. When he beat Man United, he was the first manager to beat since freaking the last guy that did it. So, yeah.
Oh, it's
Emery
been a
didn't
while.
do it. Emery hasn't done it. Freaking Arsene Wenger hasn't done it.
Oh yeah, Arsenal hadn't done that in like 14 years, I think, more or less.
Yeah.
So we hadn't done it at all. We won a title there.
Last time we did was in 2006. Last time we beat him. Last time we did was in 2006, and then the other time we did was in 2015, which was 5 years ago.
I don't care about one-off games. I'm more worried about getting a form of games running, right? Instead of just having, he beat Man United at this stadium for one game. That's one game, right?
Yeah, but if you want to talk about negatives, you also got to talk about the positives as well.
The thing is though, towards the end of last season, after the first lockdown in the UK ended, right? We did have obviously we won the FA Cup, right? That's all good. That's definitely positive. But we lost to Villa away. We bottled that. We lost to Brighton after going 1-0 up. Bottled that. The Liverpool game, in my own opinion, that was a bit of a myth because they'd already won the league. They had a lot of chances in that game, and we just took our chances better than they did. We lost to Tottenham, remember? Like, we scored first again with Laka, but they obviously got 2 goals on 1. So even our performance, even then, obviously we beat Man City in the semi-final, but we got battered by them in the league away 3-0.
Yeah, because David Luiz got sent off to a fucking stupid fucking mistake. Yeah. And Murray got injured, yeah.
Hang on, let him finish.
No, but irrespective of those injuries, they still were the better team before Murray and before Luiz got sent off. So you can't just blame us losing. They have been a better team than us for a few years now. So us going there and winning in any event is kind of slim. But the point I'm trying to make is that, you have to balance it, yes, with a good cup run, a successful cup run, but with some kind of dodgy results in the mix. So, look, I personally think Arteta should go. I don't, in honesty, get the confidence where he's going to improve because he's literally learning on the job, his first ever managerial job. But I do think if we got someone with a bit of experience, it doesn't have to be a big name like Allegri. It could even be somewhat.
No. So how many transfer windows is people willing to give Arteta? But bear in mind, this transfer window coming up is his 3rd.
Yeah, but those were different circumstances. I want to propose something interesting to you guys. I want to see if you guys are interested in doing this. Do you want to rank Arsenal's players? Because I feel like most of our players, most of our better ones, are recent players, like either coming from the youth setup or players that we brought in recently, which suggests that we're going in at least a semi-proper direction. Because if you look at our better players, you're talking about Tierney, you're talking about Partey, Magalhães, Aubameyang, even if he's underperforming now. You're talking about Saka. Most of them just got here. So it suggests that we're actually doing something right. It's just that we have so much garbage that was here from before. And true, we made some mistakes when we brought in a couple of crappy players as well, like David Luiz and Socrates. But still, like, most of the recruitment has been okay. We just got to get rid of these players that we haven't been able to because they suck so bad. No one wants Ozil. No one wants Kolasinac. No one wants Mustafi, Socrates.
Ozil might be going to US,
What?
Ozil might be going to US,
Yeah, it seems that DC United are interested, but I don't think they pay these kinds of wages back in the US.
That's a maybe, though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, but he'll be gone by then, so he'll be on a free.
What I was going to say was,
in summer, sure.
If We're the first
And
things
it's been
first.
talked
He's
that
gone
he
to-
might be leaving. And it's been talked that he might be actually leaving in January. So
Yeah.
First
I
things
heard
first.
that.
I want to say, all right, Charlie. There's Dad.
All right, mate.
All right, mate. I tell you what. Let's hear what Charlie. If you've got something to say, then what I know you've listened to all of like what we've all said. I just think let's hear what Charlie's got to say. What his opinion and thoughts is.
My scenario is right that I do think Arteta will come good. Right.
thank you, Charlie.
And when he first took over, I did say that I don't I didn't want, but I don't mind having 2 or 3 seasons as a mid-table team, provided we're progressing.
Yeah.
Right? Because the shit he was left with, and he was left with some shit, let's be honest, right? No manager, no manager was there even and turn it around. No manager. So therefore, if you got rid of him today, who are you going to get in? What manager is going to do any better with this shower of shit? Than Arteta.
Benitez.
He's a manager, and all these people that say, "Oh, he's never managed before." Well, Lampard only had a year at Derby. So you've got to give managers and players time. You just can't. We are in dire straits at the moment. Everyone, and what annoys me is when people say it's your manager. It's your man. It isn't your manager. It's Arsenal's manager. You've got to get on with it. It's no good moaning about it. We all want the best for our club, and you're never going to please all the people all the time.
Yeah. Yes. It's
That's my
something in the
opinion.
name, right? Charlie just brings in wisdom to us. But I get the doom and gloom, like we're not performing well. I just feel like people are exaggerating a little bit and they're treating 11 games as if they're like a whole season. Because people are talking like Arsenal's been losing to everyone for a long time, and it's 11 games in. Calm down. We were doing well
Yeah.
towards the end of last season. Be a little patient. Our team's not good enough to be fighting for anything anyway. We're not getting relegated. I can promise that. That's not going to happen. So what's the fucking difference if we finish in 15th or if we finish in 7th or 8th? It doesn't make a difference. Why sack a young, promising manager to bring in someone that's kind of past it? I don't get it.
I think everybody goes on last season.
Charlie, half the problem as well.
What?
What a lot of people get mixed up with is they say about Kroenke's got millions in the bank, and whatever. Listen, that's his personal money. I've said it before. Yeah. It doesn't matter what he's got in the bank personally. That's nothing to do with the club. The club, even though most of his things are in the state, Arsenal is a business. It's not sport no more. It's business. And it's got to be run as a business. Right? Although we have got, or we should have, untold money to spend, there's no more big money transfers for the next 2 or 3 years with any club. After COVID, right, clubs have had no money coming in through the turnstile for the last 9 months. No club in the world can sustain the wages they pay with no money coming in. Look at Ozil, 350 a week. Aubameyang, 375 a week. Willian, 200 a week. You're talking about £2-3 million a week, £4 million a week in wages. But clubs can't sustain that. So all the big money signings for all over the world finish now for the next 2 or 3 years. Your £100 million, you ain't going to see that again for a long while.
No, because
Yeah.
before this COVID come
So,
in, Arsenal was making.
And then this is why you say it's run as a business. This is why then they say when we've got a 27-man squad for your positions in 25, I don't see where you can expect that if people are saying we can't get rid of these players because on such high wages, how are you going to be able to get rid of the players we need to be able to bring in the players we want? Right? Because Arsenal aren't going to bring on
because
any
you've got
extra, aren't going to bring in extra A players because they can't self-sustain.
But the thing is, Stephen, that we are going to get rid of
No, but the thing is,
and stuff in the summer, so it would
Yeah,
come
well,
out
no,
something that
For very well-paid players that are doing really well for a bunch of years, Ozil, Mustafi, Kolasinac, and Socrates are leaving no matter what. Their contracts are done. That's going to be huge for us anyway.
Yeah.
And yes, Charlie's right. Everyone's going to have to get really scrappy. Chelsea was an exception because of all the transfer ban from before. Yeah, Aubameyang's contract, I think it's like 275, but there are bonuses that can
add-ons.
Yeah, it's 250 that can reach 350 with add-ons, right?
It's
What if
250
one of
with
those
three
is a
pounds
goal?
that adds
You know
up
what I
to
would say?
375 with add-ons.
Yeah.
Yeah, but think that not only Arsenal but most Premiership sides, if they paid, for argument's sake, say 30 grand a week and a £200,000 win bonus or whatever, would it make a difference to the players? You know what I'm saying? Like, Ozil's on 2.5 a week without his add-ons. So if he was only on 30 grand a week and 200 grand a week bonus, a win bonus or whatever, do you think they're playing any better, or are we just really going through a bad time at the moment?
I don't think players take that kind of deal, unfortunately. Unless you're towards the very end of your career, I don't think players take that kind of risky contract.
And also, I partly think some of the
No,
some
I
of the
agree, Charlie. But what I'm saying is say again, CD.
I just said I think also partly the players that have let us down are here from the Arsene Wenger period. If you look at Xhaka, if you look at Lacazette, if you look at if you look at El Neni, Mustafi, you look at Kolasinac, you look at Bellerin, you look at all those players who have let us down a part of the Arsene Wenger period. Then you go on to the Emery period. You look at Socrates, you look at you look at Torreira, you look at all the players that are under the Emery reign, and then which didn't work, and he's still got players from two reigns of period that need to be moved on.
Yeah.
And until we get the players
I
out,
agree.
until we get players out from those those two periods, and we get players in from that Arteta actually wants to progress the team, this is how it's going to be every week. This is how it's going to be every week, and that won't be done until January, and that won't be done until the summer where the big contracts go, and when they go. And I said to Charlie,
the problem is that
I'll say it again. Yeah? Until whatever manager you bring in now, within 9 months, it's gonna be back. We're gonna be back here discussing it and saying this is that he needs to go anyway.
Yeah.
Mm.
Exactly.
But what you've got to remember is that come January, any transfers that are done, because of what's happened with COVID, people are not going to be able to pay so much wages. So players will probably stay where they are on a higher contract wage rather than come to another club that can't afford to pay the wages they want.
But that's why I think it's great that Arsenal is looking at more like scrappy buys, like a player from Austria, a player from the Championship, a player from a much weaker Brighton side. You were saying something, Wayne?
Oh, I mean, you've been talking about Arsenal for like an hour and 20 minutes now. Can we like move on or something?
Well, we are all Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I come on
It's
and like
the big
wanna
issue.
talk
Because
about
of the
stuff
big issue with the
that's
Premier League
happening
at the moment.
football.
Don't you see an Arsenal legend in my picture here?
Thierry Henry.
No, that's Wellington Silva.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
right.
Yeah, the Fluminense shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about why
Who is it? I
Chelsea
can't
spent
see.
200 million and still aren't top of the league. Then how come Spurs are top of the league? Your best ever manager, no less, is top of the league and you're not. Let's talk about that, shall we?
Well, it's all in good time. We'll be there.
Real Madrid just scored a second goal. It's looking better.
Benzema.
Yeah.
It seems like they're going top.
Oh, by the way, Liverpool drew today as well.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Did Chelsea and that Man United? No, Man United got knocked out to the Europa League. Did Chelsea get knocked out as well?
No.
No, they're through. They finished top of their group ahead of Sevilla.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, did anyone see the PSG game today?
Yeah, they won 5-1.
5-1.
Neymar played phenomenally.
I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
Can we also talk about how the racism happened in that game as well?
No, I want to talk about that.
Yeah,
Let me
go
talk
on.
about
Yeah, go
that.
on.
So you're saying the guy was Romanian, not used the word black, which interpret
He
the
said that black
word
guy
is
said
similar
nigger.
to the N word, but that's obviously their language. And bearing in mind, someone who's native in Spanish as well, that they have the same sort of word, and that's quite bad. So how are you gonna tell them to not say that word? I know they shouldn't have said it then, but
Nah, man. But because he can't single out, it's not even about which word he said. He can't single out and say the black guy. That's horrendous, man. Like, there's no
Yeah,
defending that, mate.
he'd
I'm
be
actually
allowed to say
surprised
the
that he
white
only
guy,
got a
though.
10-match suspension.
And you know what's interesting? You know what's interesting? They had They said no racism banners inside the stadium, and yet the officials that are supposed to be the well-behaved ones go and break the rule, and they get send the manager off to
black doesn't make you
defend yourself.
racist.
Nah, man. He
know what,
has
You
to
know
be
what?
better
Let's put it
educated
this
than
way.
that, man. That's not acceptable.
The thing is,
Yeah.
Wayne, I got respectfully disagree,
Charlie,
right?
Charlie.
Because
If,
I got
hang on,
because like
hang on. If it was Anthony out there, and they said the guy with a 15-inch cock, would anybody take offence at that?
I don't
Charlie, I
get
think
it.
I'll have a stalker.
the thing is, Wayne,
Marvel's good thing.
I've got
know,
to respectfully
look,
disagree with that because there's no you can
Yeah.
describe somebody, right, but you don't have to describe their race, right?
Exactly.
You can say
Very
anything. You could say the Istanbul.
You could have worded it better, yeah.
Beshak Shahir player of the or the player with the I don't know whatever coloured
Number
even
shirt.
describe number shirt.
Yeah.
Describe his
Or
hair length.
They all had the same shit on.
But that's a famous
what-
footballer. He can't just go and say the black guy. That's just plain wrong. He can't. It's
Yeah,
it's
Charlie,
so,
if you want-
he's supposed to be an example.
Oh, well.
If he wants to go discipline a player, yeah, all he has to do is
I
go
think
say, "Oi, you, Mr. 19, come here and I'll discipline you," and then get his name, and then so you can record it. You don't need to say that black guy and then when he has to fuss about it, go call the coach a nigger. That's that's disrespectful.
He can't.
Yeah,
It's
but-
so wrong. It's so
But
wrong.
TD, let me say something, right? Let me
That
say
word
something.
doesn't mean black, though.
I don't care. I don't care if you're
Wayne,
black,
in
blue,
the- Wayne,
green,
in
white,
the
or
end,
orange,
in the end.
right?
So if that word
But
that
Wayne, in the end,
I would rather say,
wait, actually let
I would
Charlie
rather
speak.
say to a black guy, that coloured guy over there, right? Rather than say that black guy, I would rather say that coloured bloke over there. right?
But
But I
That's
didn't.
not.
It
I
That's
didn't
turns
not
say
even
that
out
though.
that
fair.
the black
I didn't say
people,
that though. I said, why don't you just refer to him as his number and then get his name and get it
Yeah.
recorded? I didn't say that, but I didn't
Yeah,
say
but I'll
that
say
like
this
that.
right now, though, bro. I'll say this right now. It doesn't matter what term you use, if it's whether or not they think it's racist or
If
not.
they
You
think
say
if they find it offensive, then it is.
You say the coloured person, right? I was having a game, right, at school, and this guy fucking comes over to my friend and says, yo, get this black kid out of here. Everyone's on him, like, why the fuck did you say that? It doesn't matter where you're from, what background you are, it doesn't matter. You direct someone as if they're different from everybody else, they're gonna have a go at you. I was even part of the mob that had a go at that guy. I had a private chat with him, I said, why'd you say that? He said, well, because realistically, there's only a few black people here. And he said, well, you're one of them and you're coloured, so I'm not going to say, yo, coloured kid, get out of here, am I? He said that, and I said, well, realistically, all you did was just holler at his shirt number. You had shirt numbers, and we had names on the back of our, shirts as well. I don't know why he hollered that out, man. Realistically, it doesn't matter. Realistically, it doesn't just address the individually. Just go up to them and say, "I borrow you for a minute," or "Yo, you're rough," or something like that, bro. I don't even know what the fuck went on yesterday. I don't know either because it's just stupid. It's ridiculous. Alright, fourth
Oh,
official, yeah.
but that's not but ads. That's not the point though. Like the point of it being is like you're supposed to be a fourth official, yeah, and you're supposed to show respect to the players as well as your other members of staff. You don't just go and start, rating off race card just because you're a fourth official and you don't know the person's name. Like if I went and said to Stephen, "Oi, white chocolate," okay, come over here,
Yeah,
let me talk to you. He might take offense to that. Like, but for me, it'll be okay. But
absolutely,
No,
absolutely.
I'd just say you've got a rush of blood to you because you're upside down.
Absolutely, because I'll
Yeah.
say this right now though, I assure you now, we won't get Man United won't get that in the fucking Europa League, will we? Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
how was the game yesterday?
well, I was live streaming it, innit? I was live streaming it. If you look go to my Twitter, you can
What
see
did
my
you
like.
throw?
You can. What did I throw?
Yeah, you threw something against the wall or something.
Threw a fucking like the CD cubes. Like the thing you put around it, right? I threw one of them. It
Yeah.
was fucking heavy as well. I just chucked it
you
at the
should,
fucking
you,
wardrobe and broke it.
He
Snapped it in half.
threw Wayne versions of a FIFA game.
you should have seen
That's
Mark
ridiculous,
Goldbridge's.
man.
You should have seen Mark Goldbridge's watch along. He went ape shit.
To be honest with you, I'll be real with you now. You just all you have to do is just go back to my Twitter post. My latest
But
Twitter
then,
post. You can see it.
but then to be ads, you could come on here and you can quite easily say, "Sharp, you lot, you're 15th, get out of here."
Yeah,
Well, I
absolutely.
could say that.
But
We're in
the
no
thing is,
position.
all these Arsenal fans fucking shining the light on us now that we're in the Europa League. They should be fucking
Oh
ashamed
yeah,
of themselves.
I'm like, they don't.
Oh,
We've got no right to have a
this is
go. Oh,
They
this is
prime.
deserve to
coming.
be. They
This is
deserve
coming
to
from
be
a
bullied.
Chelsea fan. You know, Ads is a secret Chelsea fan.
Absolutely. You can see the red in my. You can see the blue in my shirt.
Okay,
Oh
Prime's
god,
here.
Prime.
So
Prime.
I'm gonna go get some coffee because I gotta be alert now that Prime's here. I'll be right back.
Bye.
Well, both United and Arsenal are banter brothers, so we can both cuss each other in it. So.
No. We do not
well,
reach the level of banterness, a banterful club that you lot
Yeah,
are.
well, look,
There's no
if you look at
comparison.
us, if the only ones who can really banter us are Prime and Wayne, really, they're still in the Champions League.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can
Absolutely.
banter with football. You can banter with what you want. Honestly,
Yeah, I agree.
that's your point of being a football fan is having the banter. If you can't take the banter, then don't support a football team.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
All right, everyone, shut up. The Champions League guys here.
Then
Ads,
what more do you want to hear?
I don't think
The-
I didn't watch your stream. Yeah, embarrassing.
what's that?
It was embarrassing. Absolutely. It was embarrassing. I was embarrassed. All the lads were pissed. Jem came in to take the piss. I was like, fuck off, Jem. I'm having it tonight.
How
And
do
then
you get?
obviously all the lads were
How do you get?
distraught. Jerry,
Also, ads. I'm still talking here. Also, how do you get battered 2-0 in a North London derby?
Prime,
do you
I said
mean?
to you, Prime, I said to you, 'cause it was shit. Right? Because Arteta didn't have a clue what he was doing.
It's no excuse.
Is Man United got Man City this weekend?
Yeah.
Well,
The same
yes,
way
we
we
have them
won
this
1-0 at
weekend. Yeah,
United.
What's
we
funny
have
is
them this weekend.
What's funny is Man United will actually beat Man City.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And
They
you know
got a good
what? Yeah,
record.
no one. Listen, I assure you right now, because I talk to Prime every single fucking day. Yeah. Listen, I said that we would
I
lose
know it's
yesterday.
hard. I have to as well.
I said we'd lose yesterday. Everyone was saying, "Oh, ads are too negative. Oh, don't be realistic." I was fucking realistic yesterday. I said they'd give us a slapping tomorrow. What the fuck did they do? Jesus fucking
That's
Christ! And
what I'm
everyone's
saying. I'm
What's
saying
your
look,
Ads?
it's just what you said. Everyone said earlier is that right now I try and be as like I said during the
yeah.
Tottenham stream. I try and be as positive as I can. So probably after that game, I'll switch everything off, turn off anyone about stats or anything about football or anything at all. Right? I mean, the second half I was watching the Grand Prix rather than actually watching a game, right? And actually just focus on stuff that will just keep me positive throughout the rest of the week. The only time I
Well,
start talking about Arsenal again is tonight, right?
everyone thought.
Well,
So
I have to,
I was with Chris. I was
right?
with Chris, Jerry.
But there's being positive and then there's being realistic, and I just don't see realistically us progressing any more with this manager. That's just my personal opinion.
Steven, I feel like you need to wake up. Honestly, like it's not just the manager, bro. It's Cronky and fucking all these
I'm not
dickheads you have on
saying
the
it's just
board.
the manager. Don't tell me. I'm not sitting there saying it's just the manager.
You
You
get rid
get
of
it totally on.
Arteta, you guys will be worse. I'm telling you now.
Thing is,
You'll be worse.
you guys need to get rid of Oli
How
though.
should I get a
So
bit
it's
in?
No, we don't, Marbles.
well,
Oh,
you should. What more can you do?
Arsenal is like an infected wound, right? We stuck a band-aid over the top of it. The wound's still infected. The wound is still infected. We need to make sure it's healed first before we take the band-aid off.
Oh, well, I'll say this right now, though.
Band-Aid.
I'll say this right now, though. 1 second.
I
I'll say this
agree.
right now, though. 1
TD,
second,
it's more.
Prime. I'll say this
TD
right now to
Shift,
you, though,
Hang on,
TD.
Shift, I
You
agree
winning.
with you.
It's more
TD
deep.
Shift, I agree
Hang on,
with
it's
you.
more deep.
Cut
It's more
off
deep than
cut
that.
off the
It's more
limb.
deep than that.
Cut off
It's
the
more
limb.
deep than that.
I don't
It
get
is a
it.
lot more. It is a lot more deep. It's a lot more deep than that. It's not just a bandage and an infected wound. Arsenal is
Plaster
major.
action.
I've got a major medical problem and need major medical surgery.
Yeah, but yo, stop. Listen, guys, listen. I hear all of you lot saying, "Oh yeah, we won the FA Cup. We papered over the fucking cracks." No, it didn't. You lot generally deserve to win that. In the Premier League, you're not doing well because you're shit. In the FA Cup, you deserve to win that because you put in better performances. Facts. I'm not hearing this, man.
No, but the thing is, when we won the FA Cup, right, a lot of our fans got gas because
Yeah,
like Terry said something good on the football terrace right there, and he said that when Arsenal fans, if Arsenal win the FA Cup, Arsenal fans will get gassed and they'll forget that there are larger issues at our football club. And he was right. He's not. He's a Man United fan. He doesn't have to care about Arsenal. And we all know the case that how we when we beat Chelsea in 2017, right? It's exactly like it's nothing's changed really between then and now.
Yeah,
Still same
absolutely.
The thing is with that is that it's all right winning. When it comes to we're struggling in the league anyway, but whilst trying to win the FA Cup anyway. Right?
Your team is shit.
The problem I find is that yeah, winning one-off games in the cup is brilliant, right? But when it comes to winning like on a consistent basis in the league, right? At the minute, I don't see the evidence he can do that.
Well, Stephen, I'm gonna say this right now. Just it's not even the Premier League that's literally the problem. It's all the player ratings on FIFA. You don't have the biggest amount of players in a team that have had downgrades in the past two FIFAs. How'd you feel?
Yeah, and you know why that is, and you know why that is, ads, is because fucking FIFA doesn't know how to fucking rate players. Or
No,
say
your
they're
players
fucking...
are all shit. All of them.
Yeah,
All of them.
I mean,
All
so
deserve to be.
I mean, honestly, like you really class Aubameyang as like 80, what 85 is he on?
Guys, I've got to go.
87.
I wouldn't. All right, Charlie. 1 second. Charlie said he's gonna go. Charlie, you leaving, bro?
Charlie.
Yeah.
Take care, man. Take care,
I've got
bro.
to go. Yeah. All right. Take care. See you later, boys.
Take care.
Take in a bit.
Take care, Charles.
But
yeah,
I'll say that.
I don't see it with that performance, right, on Sunday. None of them would get past overall 70.
Well, no. Even without that game, they wouldn't, because I tell you this
Oh,
right
even
now.
then, then
Aubameyang's overrated. He's not world class, and you don't think he is. He's not world class. He just isn't.
who
But Aubameyang, he's not world class.
you say that, but the past 5 seasons, he's won the consistent over 20 goals,
Well, he's been
right?
in
As
world
a
class.
goal scorer.
He has world class shooting, like me and Prime agreed on. But he's a top class player. Don't get me wrong, but he's not world class like your fan base think he is. You don't have one world class player, and he's not even fit.
I'd say Aubameyang's world class.
Partey's your only player that's world class at your team.
Aubameyang has world class outputs. You can't ask for more from any. Well, striker's job to score goals. He scores a. Okay, this season he hasn't scored many. But,
Yo, Charles, big up to you, man. Big up. Arsenal was shit. I'm sorry to say this. And TD, listen, I like you and that.
To be honest, he could come right on here and have a go, and I wouldn't have a
Yeah,
problem about it.
1 second, Stephen.
Right.
Stephen, 1
So I
second.
can take that, right?
TD,
You deserve it.
listen, I like you, bro, but what was going through your head for you to say that Oli, Lampard, and Mourinho will be out of a job by January?
Yeah, and they still will. So I'll come back to you in January.
What, you still
Oh
think they'll
my
be
God.
out?
Okay.
All right, cool. I'm clipping that. Let's go. Oli will not be out of a job in
You don't
January.
need it. You don't wait.
Ad,
You don't need it
Ad,
because
did you
Wayne's
check
got the
this?
video.
Have you
Not
checked any
Wayne. I
more
mean,
what-
Your manager will be out at January, not ours.
No,
Not
no,
ours.
he won't. No, he won't. No, he won't.
But what makes
No.
ours?
Yeah.
What makes Lampard, Oli, and Mourinho worthy of leaving in January? You tell me, bro.
Because Ollie's already close to leaving, and Chelsea aren't going to win anything, so he'll be gone by the end of the year. So
We're
How
on
can you
That
say
doesn't
hang on,
mean-
how can you say that when they're challenging
Oh
Tottenham for the
my
league?
god!
Frank Lampard
no
will
way
win Chelsea
Lampard.
the league. He's a
Look
good
at
manager,
Anthony. He looks
Frank Lampard.
pissed. He's like,
How
give me
can
full
you-
screen.
This delusional fan.
No, he's good. He's good manager, Lampard.
Yeah.
TD, you're too positive, mate. Listen, I'll tell you this now. Frank Lampard will win the league this season.
yeah, well, come back to me after he's done it. Until
Well,
then, he
no,
hasn't won
I'll come
anything.
to you. I'll come to you in January when Ollie's still in the
come on,
job.
man.
Marie,
Seriously.
listen 1 second, Stephen. I'll come to you when Ollie's still in the job. Mourinho and Lampard are still on the top of the table. That's when I come to you in January. Yeah.
Well,
And-
come to me once the
Ad,
season's
Ad,
finished. Yeah.
Hang on,
Absolutely.
Ads, did you any of my clips from Sunday? Did you put on Twitter or anything?
I know. I shared them to Terry in DM.
Oh, great.
But no, TD man, come on man, drop the act. The managers are not leaving
I'm
in
sorry,
January.
Lampard
No,
is not
that's
getting
Ad.
sacked in January. Lampard and
They are
Solskjaer
not
will
leaving
be
in
sacked
January. They're not.
No way.
Santa's leaving in January, but I don't think Mourinho, Oli, or Lampard come close to that equivalent character. I don't think they're leaving in January, boss. I'm telling you now. Arteta's most likely to leave in January.
Stop questioning him. This is my discussion, not yours. Stop.
Shush, Prime.
TD, continue. Why do you think
I've
they'll
already
be
said what I
sacked
need
in
to
January?
say. I've already said what I need to
I
say.
didn't hear you. Repeat it, please.
No
You
way
have the
Lampard
video
is-
evidence. You don't need me to repeat it.
But it's pure
No.
delusion.
Ads, can you please stop getting involved?
Prime, shush.
Okay,
Ads,
fine. Continue.
Ads, shut
Stop
up.
getting involved. TD, you didn't say why. Why do you actually think that?
I just said why, Prime. You weren't listening. I just said it.
Then
What? No, we're not. Okay, fine. I didn't hear you. Why do you think that?
Oh my god! I just said the reason why Frank Lampard's going to be sacked in January is because he's not going to win anything with the squad that he has. So therefore, Chelsea's going to sack him because
That's
he's not.
halfway through the season. That's halfway through the fucking season.
Please, I'll do it. Please don't get involved in this. Please.
All right, Prime, go ahead.
Okay, fine.
I said Lampard will get sacked at the end of the season because he won't win anything. Yeah.
You didn't say at the end of the season. You said
January, I
You
swear.
said January, not end of the
Yeah.
season.
January.
January, the end of
Yeah,
the
but
season, right?
there's nothing up for grabs for Chelsea in January. Wait.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's not to the end of the season that you find out don't win anything.
Even the
Really.
Carabao Cup's in February, so there's no way you can win that in January.
Arsenal don't even stand a chance in the Carabao Cup. They'll
No.
fucking get knocked out by Barnsley or some shit club like that.
For Carabao Cup, we're playing Man City.
No, sorry, Prime, I didn't hear you, bro. It's laggy as
Ads,
fuck
we're
over
playing Man
here.
City in the Carabao Cup.
But TD, I don't know what possesses you to believe that, bro.
It's what I want to believe. I don't give a shit what you think. It's what I believe. Yeah.
No, you can believe what you
No, I
want,
just
but why
can't
not back it
logically.
up? Why
I
back
can't
it? Why
look.
not back it up?
No,
It's just not realistic.
if you're saying Lampard's not going to win, of course Lampard's not going to win anything in January. There's nothing there, right?
Yeah,
Even
but
the Carabao Cup's in
he,
February.
he's talking about Ollie and fucking Mourinho. How are they gonna get out? You tell me, bro. There's no
Mourinho. I'll
listen.
say
Listen,
wrong.
TD. The
He's
clock.
back. I
The
might.
clock for Ollie. The clock for Ollie stopped ticking by the time when he fucking brought Bruno Fernandes. That's when it stopped ticking, bro. That's when it stopped ticking. Stop this delusional shit, man.
Right.
I ain't having it. I look at
Poch
Anthony getting the
Poch
look.
has wanted
Anthony's
Poch has
Make
wanted
believe.
Jose for years, so there's no way he's going to sack him so easily.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at
Frank has
Anthony's
a project.
camera having an
Frank has a
orgasm.
project for Chelsea, and with Ollie, he has a knack of pulling it out of the bag. So the only manager who can actually get sacked, realistically, is Arteta.
Thank you, Prime.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank fuck for that. Jesus. This is what.
I-
Listen, just get Prime in every fucking stream because it just talks sense, man. These guys don't know what they're talking about.
I will go on another bad run, and this time he'll get sacked. His luck will run out. He should have. He's been on what 3 or 4 times when he's been supposedly close to getting sacked from bad runs. His luck's going to run out sometime, and he has to go.
The only thing good about Arteta is his fucking jacket. His hair is shit. It looks like fucking. It looks like
I think he
pubes on his
spends
head,
more
man.
time. I think he spends
Hang
more
on a
time.
second. He dyes his hair. Have faith in him.
I'm sorry, and no, look, he spends more time. I think he spends more time doing up his hair than he does on the training pitch.
That's not true, but okay.
Well, you look at that performance last Sunday. His hair looked better than our performance.
I'm doing this right now, though. Not one of your players other than Listen, not one of your players other than a fit Partey get into our fucking team. No way do any of your players on form get into our team. No way.
I'm not arguing
No
that.
fucking
I'm not
way.
arguing that. I'm not arguing that.
No way.
The only world class players you lot have, I reckon, Pogba in terms of ability and achievement, if that makes sense. He has won the World Cup. Cavani, and even though he doesn't start all the time, that's it really. Oh yeah, and Fernandes on output. So we get 3, I'd say.
Whoa, are you saying that Rashford's not world class?
No, certainly not. Certainly not. He's a good player, but world class now. Fuck off.
Okay, then how is Bruno? Okay, then how is Mbappe world class? How is Mbappe world class and Rashford isn't?
Well, trouble is, you think of it with Man United, the only way they've been winning games is through Bruno Fernandes, and that's been through penalties.
Absolutely, I can't argue with that. I'll say this right now, though.
I'm not slating Man United off, but I'm just saying how it is going through the games. That Man United win by a penalty, and the winning goal comes from Bruno Fernandes. It's
beautiful.
that simple.
It's beautiful watching 2 has-been clubs argue over themselves.
Absolutely.
You're still not top of the league, though, isn't it? So
that doesn't matter.
Marbles. The shark, right? You all know.
Marbles,
We all know. We got no reason to go.
Answer me this question, right? If it wasn't through Bruno Fernandes playing how he plays and scoring your penalties, right? If you wipe that out, right, where would you think Manchester United would be in the league now?
So what if we take up penalties?
Yeah, take out the penalties that Bruno Fernandes hasn't scored.
All right. Realistically, I think we'd be fucking 10th every season. I'll be honest with you now. I say that, and I'll explain why as well. There are world-class players in our team who work twice as hard as Bruno Fernandes, right? I would not say any of our backline are world-class. None of our backline are world-class, right? The only person who comes close is Arteta Sacked and Maguire, and realistically, they haven't been on top form either. They're top-class players, but they're not world-class, like I said. Bruno Fernandes, if we still had him, I still think we would do something, but it wouldn't be as impactful until he could score a penalty. But if we take penalties out, we would never get a draw out of a game because we always rely on penalties to get the mess in the first half, right? And it always comes back in the comments saying, Man United were lucky in the first half and all this rubbish. We only have, currently, there are only a few players who I can name who have been playing well in each division line. So in the back line, Maguire and Lindelof have been playing well. They have been playing well this season so far. That's a fact. They have. In the midfield, Van de Beek and Fred have actually played well, as well as Bruno. In the attacking line, Rashford's had a pretty good season, and Martial, Cavani, they haven't really. Okay, right. Cavani and Rashford, they've been our best attackers. All right. So when it comes to the back line, obviously Lindelof, Maguire. Midfield, Bruno, Donny, and Fred, who realistically should be all starting, and then Cavani and Rashford, who have been our best attackers. No sign for Martial that he's gonna have a good season. I feel like Aubameyang and Martial have had a proper fuck up this season so far. I'll tell you that now. It's depressing to see because Martial is so talented. He's only young as well.
Yeah,
That's
he
the
is.
problem.
Yeah.
I want to answer your Mbappe Rashford point though. I don't
we give this last point because I'm gonna have to go and get some sleep, sort of Yummy Fusion tomorrow morning.
I don't know why Man United fans make this comparison. They have to go to drug rehabilitation or something.
Wait, what are you talking about? What nonsense are you talking?
Because Mbappe's won the World Cup, right? He scored. Mbappe at PSG, right, has averaged 20 to 30 goals a season for the last 3 to 4 seasons. That's fact. Just basic stats you get.
He plays.
Rashford has not.
I don't think he's been there that long.
Yeah, but marbles. Listen, I'll ask you this right now. What's harder, Series A League or fucking Premier League?
It doesn't matter. Rashford.
No, it does matter. It does matter. It does.
Rashford is not a number 9, is he? So
listen. I'll tell you this.
That's one reason why the comparison doesn't.
I'll tell you this right now. It does make sense. It does make sense. Youngsters, they play in the same position and they fucking score around the same amount of goals. I'll tell you this now. Yeah, you can't say to me, yeah, Rashford's only a good player. That's not true, and I'll tell you why. He plays in a way harder league. Series A is not hard. The only teams that come up against PSG and give them a at least some difficulty. Liga 1. Sorry, that's Italian league. Obviously, other leagues are available. I'll tell you this now. 1 second, Prime. 1 second. Listen, PSG, they only tend to struggle sometimes because they come up against each team twice. They tend to struggle against Marseille once, Monaco once, and fucking what's that other club fucking called? Don't give a shit. Yeah, Lyon as well, right? They are only 3 clubs, and you compare them to Manchester United and PSG, and most of the clubs in our league, do they come close? No, they fucking don't, mate. So don't start about Rashford's not world class like Mbappe. Don't start.
Wait. I missed a lot. Are you saying Rashford's as good as Mbappe? You're not, right?
No, what I'm saying is, listen, what I'm saying is, like me and Jem both say all the fucking time, Mbappe takes tier 1, and Rashford takes tier 2. He's under Mbappe, but they're both world class. You can't say they're not because they both not.
Rashford's not world class.
Yes, he is.
I rate Rashford highly, more than most people do. He's not world class, not yet.
That's your opinion.
The thing is, world class is not.
He's not world class.
World class do it when it matters, and we slapped PSG at their own ends, and people are comparing them to.
Yeah, but
so I don't care.
Being world class means you also do it for your team in winning trophies when it matters. Rashford hasn't done it yet.
When it matters, Prime, not just these fucking bench in games, mate. Not these bench in games. He came back from injury last season.
I said it also means you do it for your team when you're winning trophies when it matters. You didn't listen to what I said. So no, Rashford is not world class yet.
That's your opinion.
He can be, and he will be probably in a few years, but not yet.
That's your opinion.
You also have to be like top 3 in your position.
Prime, that's your opinion.
Surely if you're world class playing for a team, you become a legend.
That's your opinion, bro. I'm not disagreeing with your report. Listen, 1 second, Mubbles. 1 second. Sorry, 1 second. Prime, I don't disagree with your. Listen, I understand your point, but people. So me. Listen, I'm not the only one who said this. Jem, Jerry, all of them have said he's world class. You haven't disagreed with them. When has
Jem said he's world class?
He has. He said he has. He has.
But the thing is, guys,
and why
world class.
Him? He didn't say it. You did. That's why I'm having a conversation with you.
Have a go at other people who have said it. Other people.
Yeah, but Ad, I'm not having to go at anyone. Ad, I'm not having to go at anyone. I'm talking to you. Why should I?
Then understand my point. Then understand my point.
Ad, I understand your point. Stop screaming. First of all. Second of all, why should I talk to someone else?
I'm not screaming. My mic is close to my mouth.
Or to prove or dispute your own point. You said talk to I'm not finished. You said talk to Jem and Jerry and them. because they agree with you as well. But
right.
it doesn't matter because I'm having a conversation with you. I
Dispute
haven't
with
heard
them.
say
They've
it.
said it to you before, and you haven't
Right.
disputed.
I don't remember when they said it to me.
Okay,
So,
but I'm saying to you. 1 second, lads. I'm saying this
Guys,
now, though.
hang
I
on
respect
a
your.
minute.
1 second, Stephen. I understand your point,
Yeah,
Prime,
I know,
and
but
I
I've
can
got to
understand
stop.
what
I've
you're
got to stop
saying.
now. I've got to
But
stop. I've got to stop
he is
now.
world class, in my opinion. You can't
Okay,
say my opinion's
cool.
wrong.
I didn't
Yeah,
say your
but the
opinion.
thing is,
I didn't say your
there's
opinion is
not a
wrong.
math equation
Wait,
to say what's a world-class player.
Marley, 1 second. Sorry, I didn't say your opinion is wrong, but you said he's world class to compare with Mbappe as if it was a fact. You said it like as if
I
it
never
was
said it's a fact. I never said it's a fact. I said
the way you said it, it sounded like it was a fact.
that's as well
Guys,
as that. That's how
people,
you saw it. That's your opinion. That
you
I
gotta
don't
calm down.
care.
Well,
There's
To be honest
not a
with you,
there's not a right and wrong in the
is
situation.
that how everyone else saw it? Because we're having this discussion.
everyone knows I said in my opinion at the end of my sentence to make sure it was
Cool,
indicated
but
as an opinion.
okay, cool.
Right, Steve.
But the way you
End
say
the
things
stream.
make it
End the
seem like
stream.
you say it as a fact.
End the stream. End the stream.
That's what I'm talking to you about.
Alright, just
What
understand.
I'm trying to do.
It's my
I
opinion, not
understand
yours.
what you mean. Cool, it's in your opinion. But I'm just saying that don't say something and make it sound like it's a
When
fact.
have I? So I tried to make it sound like a fact, did I? When I
I
deliberately
know.
said, in my opinion.
Are you listening to me?
Oh, for
Yeah,
God's
no,
sake,
I'm
do you
listening
want
to
to
you.
start
You're
fighting
saying
this?
I make it
I
sound like
didn't.
it's a fact. One sec,
I
let me
said.
finish. You just said to me,
I've been
I
letting you finish for the
accidentally
last 5
made it
minutes.
sound as if it was a fact. It's not a fact. It's
I
an
said
opinion, bro.
You're
I said
arguing
it
about
sounded.
I don't
nothing.
understand you. I
Like,
don't understand.
Some
I don't
guys got
understand.
an infusion early in the morning. Can we get
I'm
on with it,
saying
please?
that
I'm
it
lost.
You're
sounded.
arguing about
I'm
nothing.
saying that
Guys,
it sounded like you said it as a fact. I didn't say you
That's
did
your
say it as a
opinion.
fact. Again,
Guys.
can you let me finish? That's two big differences. Maybe if you listen to people instead of trying to push your point and start saying, let me finish, that's your opinion, you would understand what people are trying to say. I get what you're saying, but if you say something, if you make something sound like it's a fact, and then you could try and backtrack and say, well, I'm only saying it's my opinion. Cool, it's your opinion. But maybe you should try and be careful how you word things and how you say things.
Wouldn't have to
When
backtrack
you
if
make
you
things
listen
say,
to
like,
me.
I just said I listened to you and I understand your point. But again, when you make things sound like a fact by saying that, well, that means Mbappe is not world class then, and trying to bring up like the League and the Premier League and stuff like that, and trying to compare
I'm
directly
backing
the
a
two class,
point.
which is why I'm not finished. Which is why someone else said it in here. I can't remember who said it. It was saying that are you
Might not be
comparing
finished. I am.
Mbappe directly to Rashford and stuff like that? I'm just trying to say, be
Honestly, you
careful.
sound like my dad, man. For fuck's
I'm
sake.
just trying to say. Well, again, that's because maybe we're two wise people. Just be careful on how you word and say things, bro.
I shouldn't have to be careful. I said it in a manner that everyone would
lovebirds,
understand.
lovebirds, calm down.
You didn't
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
understand.
Please,
Okay,
Well,
fine.
there
I'm
doesn't,
just letting
yo,
you know.
guys,
You're getting
there
angry again.
isn't,
Relax.
It's
there
maddening me
isn't
because
in the,
I shouldn't have to be told
for
how
the
to
love of
speak
God.
by someone who I don't even know.
I'm okay, cool. I'm just telling you, just be careful how you word things.
I'm what? No, I
Yeah,
was careful. I said in my opinion.
Okay, cool. You said in your opinion, but how you worded it and phrased it wasn't. But
I don't see
anyway,
anyone else
fine.
mad.
All right, I'm not mad.
I think
You're the
you
one that's
should
getting
two
angry
should
and
have an
yelling.
Instagram discussion and actually do this like off air and
I don't know
sort
how
it
I
out
can get
between
mad if
yourselves
you're the one
because
that's screaming at me, but
some
that's
people got infusion
awesome.
in the morning and need to stop the stream now.
Guys, it's quite simple. There isn't in the world a
Oh,
general
Marley, don't start
consensus
Look,
again,
as to
please.
Stephen
what
can
a
cut
world
off.
class
Stephen can
player
cut off
is.
after this.
There's no right or wrong unless you're saying
Yeah,
Messi is not world class or Kolasinac is world
Oh,
class. There's not right
yeah,
and wrong.
I
Calm
hear
the
you.
fuck down, guys.
Stephen, just end the stream and we can have this discussion in StreamYard when you're gone. Simple.
So we've all agreed that
Oh,
Rashford is shit and
there's
we
no
need to end the
discussion to
stream.
be
Okay,
had.
excellent,
right,
fantastic.
I'm on my.
right. That's right.
Send
That's
it to
it.
say it now. Goodbye, everyone.
That's it. Right.
There's no discussion to be had
Good.
about this. I'm on my way to work.
Shut. That. Done.
Just mute
Right.
everyone.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to. We are done for now. Right. We can bring this up another time. But I've got infusion in the morning, early in the morning. But it's been great having you on. Yeah, and we'll be back. I won't be doing tomorrow. We'll watch along because I've just had my infusion, and last time it didn't go so well, so I'm not killing myself again over it. But I've got my Friday Checker show, and then Sunday is Burnley Arsenal in terms of football.
Yeah.
obviously the F1's on Saturday and Sunday. But until then, thanks for all you guys coming on.
Got
Some
to.
great debates as usual. Hopefully you and Prime and Ads can make up on.
We
on
are
mine.
made. There's nothing to be made up. We're friends. It's just dispute.
Yeah. In the end,
It's cool. You
thanks
say
for everyone
that,
who's
but,
turning.
be careful
And
how you say things.
yeah, and
No.
we'll be back.
We'll be back for a January sacking debate featuring TD
Yeah.
shifts.
Yeah, we'll be back on. In terms of football, we'll be back on Sunday, but I will be back on Friday at least. So take care, everyone.
Big
Stay
up,
safe
Stephen.
and stay well.
Take care,
Okay,
people.
bye.
Yeah.
Arteta out. Arteta out. He's going out in January.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Jan-